In 1965, JD started building homes, and that was the foundation of NTS.
I can remember starting out, I had a pickup truck, and I was the construction superintendent, head bookkeeper, the head of everything, because there wasn't anybody else. That was the start.
From 65 to 70, JD created NT Development. His partner was Dick Thurman, and they contracted and acquired the Plainview farm and developed what was the first mixed-use development in Louisville, which included commercial, office, multifamily, single-family, and condominiums on approximately 700 acres. Shortly thereafter, Dick Thurman left NTS, and JD became partners with Tom Sturgeon and Jim Thornton and formed what most people know today as NTS Development Company.
There were a lot of times in the early 90s, late 80s, when a lot of real estate people went under, and he rode the waves and he stuck it out, and here we are today.
JD is truly one of the unique entrepreneurs of our state. He has been instrumental in various aspects of higher education. He is also, without question, I'm going to say father, not grandfather, JD, because you're not that old, but the father of the modern airport, in that he was instrumental in helping UPS grow and stay in Louisville, which is no question the number one catalyst for our community.
Mr. Nichols was the catalyst behind UPS's decision to stay in Louisville, and also the idea and formation of UPS's Metropolitan College at the University of Louisville. Those successes were not easily achieved, and I was so proud of what Mr. Nichols was able to accomplish for our community.
I also think it's hard to talk about JD Nichols and NTS without talking about his love and affinity for aviation. He has been type rated in every plane he's ever owned, and very accomplished, and has over 13,000 hours of pilot time, and he never flew for the military or professionally. And if you looked at NTS, at a map of where NTS grew, most of the locations that we grew in are across the country, from Birmingham to Atlanta to Grand Rapids to Charlotte to Orlando. Generally, they were all close to general aviation airports. That was a key, because there was only one reason to have a company, and that was to own an airplane.
He is the sum of so many remarkable qualities.
Well, I think JD was an opportunist in a really positive way.
Visionary.
Committed.
He was passionate and he was decisive.
I think the one word that I would use to describe Mr. Nichols is legacy.
I joined NTS in 1997, and at the time I'd had a 20-year real estate experience.
When Brian came into NTS, he took us in a different path.
It was the beginning of something very, very positive for our company and unprecedented growth.
Brian has great leadership. He's very inspiring. He's a wonderful mentor, and he just makes you want to be part of that group.
One individual word to describe Brian is not a fair question to be able to ask, because he has so many different personalities, and I say that in a positive way. I mean, fun, serious.
Visionary.
Inspiring.
Energetic, and yet a calming presence.
Excellence in everything.
Brian's probably quadruple the size of this company, I'd say. A lot.
In the 28 years we've worked together, Nick and I have never had an argument or disagreement. I mean, there's times when I've looked at him and he's looked at me, and okay, if you want to do this, I'll do it.
One of the key things that makes anything successful is understand what you can't do.
During my tenure with NTS, I always felt it was very important to have a consensus in between whatever issue that we were dealing with and Brian and Nick. We always had differing perspectives, but we always reached a consensus. And I think that was one of the many things that I was proud of, not only from my perspective and me being able to make a contribution to the company, but their acknowledgement of my voice and me being able to listen to what their position and what their thoughts were.
My favorite project, that's very easy for me. When we went public in 2004, to be able to go to New York and pick up that brass hammer and ring the bell on the stock exchange, you know, that's something that fairy tales are made out of. Nobody gets to do that.
I was here when NTS was going through a significant amount of growth on the multifamily side. We acquired multiple apartment communities in a very small period of time. I got to be a part of that. It was very exciting to take, you know, these properties and bring them into our group and be able to, you know, put the NTS stamp on them.
NTS has really become an accumulation of great people, and I think that, you know, a lot of that is Nick has set the tone. I've executed his vision. We've had a great time together.
I think NTS's legacy is always excellence. I think that the people are the most important part of NTS, and I think Brian and Mr. Nichols knew that.
We have the best leadership, I think, in the industry. There's a lot of vision. How can we make this better? What can we do to enrich our employees, our properties, our communities, our residents? It's a very positive environment.
I think NTS over the last 60 years has built the best quality multifamily office buildings, managed them. You know, heck, we even mow the grass sometimes in the medians that don't belong to us because we wanted it to look beautiful and be high quality.
NTS as a whole has raised the level of what people are going to expect in their office environments, in their homes, in their communities. And you can drive through Louisville and it's a very respected brand.
Today, NTS's legacy is to be a business example and a place where young people can come to work and look to a lifetime career. I think this is one of the best places that anybody would want to work.
Oftentimes people look at the buildings or services they provide, but really what has happened at NTS over the last 60 years is the opportunity for literally thousands of people to create a livelihood, develop a career that has been very impactful to their lives.
Back in the 90s, NTS had a marketing program where NTS was the mark of excellence in everything that we did, in the properties that we owned and operated, and ultimately was a goal of our company. But the NTS mark of excellence was actually a compass. And that compass directed everything that we did and everything that we pursued for the benefit of our shareholders and our principals. So truly, the experience at NTS has been a mark of excellence on the past 40 years. And for those that come behind us for the future, my wish for them is that they seize the NTS mark of excellence and carry it on into the next generation.
To the next generation, continue the legacy of excellence. Don't let us down.
Opportunity presents itself in many ways. Always be willing to adapt and change to whatever the situation is, and opportunities will be there for you.
Well, Nick, here we are 20 years later. And at our 40th anniversary, you insisted that we have better vodka and bigger shrimp. Well, this year we're going to have even better vodka and even bigger shrimp to celebrate our 60th anniversary.
Cheers. Thanks for all the memories. You were the best client I ever had.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to work at NTS.
Thank you for creating a company that is the example of what an idealistic company should be.